Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and I am in the Cessna Citation 10, and it's called a 10. It's not called the Cessna Citation X. Anyway, I'm in Cancun, and I want to make a flight back to the States. And being on the, what is it called, the Yucatan Peninsula. Now get you see, I think it's the Yucatan Peninsula. Um, then the closest route to the states, believe it or not, would be I think Florida. So yeah, we're gonna make this trip over the water, and once I get in the cruise, then I will not have you follow me um, all the way unless I have something interesting to talk about, which I don't think I will. Anyway, yeah, so I am at Cancun, and this honestly is the default airport. Let's see what Cancun looked like. Yeah, so this is default. Not bad, not bad at all. And yeah, yeah. So Explain is well, they've always grown on me, but if there's a word that I can say, it's growing more and more and more on me. Anyway, I digress as I often do. So let's get this flight started here. Um, Now, the first thing I want to do is, well, first thing I want to do really is get a flight plan. So let me work on a flight plan. Okay, so I think I got a plan. So I'm in the Citation X. My call sign is going to be Get High 755, and I will be taking four passengers. I'm flying at 390. I've checked the altitudes at several heights, and 390 give me the best tailwind. So that's one of the reasons why I'm choosing that altitude. And it's a IFR, or General Aviation Flight, and I've got a plan. So let's go ahead and generate this guy and get this flight started. All right, so good stuff. Good stuff. Top of the descent is going to be here, and top of climb is going to be here. Now, one thing about the Citation 10, it does not have auto throttle. So without auto throttle, I am destined to make sure that that I get it trimmed out nicely in autopilot and not to overspeed. Anyway, let's get started here. Now, you heard me say I got four passengers on board, and each passenger weighed, let's see, I've got a formula in SimBrief, but but the way I get four passengers on board in the 10 and X plane is to use the the weight, balance, and fuel calculations. So for payload, let's see. I actually got some other stuff. I've got some. I also have some cargo that I got to account for. Uh, but let's see. Let's bring payload all the way to zero, and I've got two crew. So that's going to be um, roughly about 323. That's fine. And and then I'm going to have roughly about the same, maybe about four, depending on the size of the passengers. Um, that's going to be, let's bring the payload up here. So four people um, amounting to 727 pounds. So 721 divided by four is roughly 180 pounds per passenger, which is okay. That's perfect. All right. on average. Okay, so let's do done with that. We still got to figure out our fuel weights. So we're actually I am actually let's see. No, why I don't want new flight. So what did I do here? Discard changes. Shucks. I don't even know if I saved that. Let's see. Let me sort this out, and I'll be right back. So I think what I wanted to do was come up here and get it from here. And yeah, see, it didn't save it. All right, so let's do it again. We want about 340, 332 on that guy. And about, we'll do 366 here. And so that's 697 pounds. I think I want to add a little bit more weight uh, to represent four people. 761, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. And while I'm here, I actually do need to bring up my PDF and sim brief so I can see how much fuel is required and so I can have roughly the right amount of fuel on board. All right, so yeah, what I'm saying is I'm gonna need at least 6,000 pounds of fuel for this trip. Actually, it didn't take as much fuel as I thought it was going to take. All right, and right now I've got 5,400 pounds of fuel, 5,418 pounds, and so let's bump this up to at least 6,000. So 6,020 pounds of fuel is just perfect. That gives me with this weight, and that gives me a roughly an hour and 30 minutes worth of flight time. With the tailwind, it should be a lot faster than that. All right, so now start new flight. I guess I have to hit start new flight to get the aircraft to see my weight and this corrected weight and balance, which I'm glad I hadn't done a lot of stuff up front because I didn't anticipate having to hit the start new flight um, button. So keep that in mind, guys. All right, Marshall, you can go away. Don't need you. Good stuff. All right. And let's make sure we've got this set. Okay. Now let's see. Let's get this guy started. And I am going to create a menu or an index so you don't have to stick around for all the boring stuff if you think this stuff is boring. Now I've got a checklist that I can follow that I created a couple years ago when the Citation 10 first came out. Explain 12 first came out with the Citation 10. Let's see. And I am going to pull up that checklist, not so much for your sake, but for my sake. Let's see. So grab the right monitor and grab this guy. And let's see. I'm going to search for E Whitecap Citation 10 check list. All right, there we go. And here we are, here we are, here we are. Oh man, you guys can't see that, can you? My bad. Thought I was sharing my screen. And interesting. Should be able to see my screen, but when I look at what you guys can see, I am not seeing it. So I know you are not seeing it. Samsung Odyssey is the monitor that is on. Okay, there we go. All right. I've got three monitors and trying to switch back and forth between all of them. Um, yeah. Anyway, let's see. So let's go through the startup process. Let's see. So um, documents on board takeoff briefing is completed. Gear lever is down. All right. Um, circuit breakers are in. They're not modeled, so I don't have to. Yeah. Um, fuel boost switches are off. Batteries one and two can come on. Okay, so I actually had them on. And let's get back up. You know, every time I click on something, my checklist is going to disappear. So I'm not going to keep it up. But anyway, you guys can search for it. Just search for E-Whitecap, Citation X, Citation 10, checklist, Roman numeral 10. Um, and yeah, so just to, since I'm not going to leave it up, um, the checklist features pre-start, startup, after start, pre-takeoff, takeoff, after takeoff, climb, descending, pre-landing, after landing, and shutdown. And um, maybe some V references at the bottom. Yeah, so, and then some housekeeping notes about the checklist. All right, so enjoy it if you haven't already discovered it yet. All right, and since I've done this checklist, I got to tell you, there are probably 100,000 additional Citation X, I want to say X, Citation 10 checklists out there. All right, where are we? So yeah, I am not going to follow it because I pretty much know it by heart. So yeah, so I am going to turn my ECAS on, and of course, everybody doesn't do it this way. You're going to make sure my ignitions are turned off. Some people don't turn the ECAS on. I noticed that I think it was Jet Boy or either um, the Kit Fox guy. I can't remember his name. Who flies the 10? Uh, Either one of those don't turn on the ECAS until after everything is started up. But I tend to like to turn it on up front. Okay, standby power, which is this stuff up here, can come on. Good stuff. All right, and then moving on over, let's get these hydraulic auxiliary pumps on so that our brakes will hold because the hydraulic pressure in the brakes may have leaked completely down. So at this point, you know, it's okay to remove the chocks. All right. And let's go ahead and turn on the master on the APU system. We'll go over here and hit the start button. Got to hold it for a couple seconds, which I like. That adds to the immersion, holding it. And we can go ahead and turn the generator on. Yeah, so I can see the amperage coming up. In real life, the amperage I see would go up to in the yellow and then come back down. And then what I tend to do is either go back to the left and work my way back to the right again. And actually, the interior master is not in the checklist that I created. I do need to add it there. But yeah, you want to turn that on, otherwise you won't have any power in the back. So I've got 100 RPM. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my bleed arrow on, and I am going to turn my cockpit packs on. All right. So what that would do is go ahead and give me some. What am I trying to say? Give me some heat. If it's wintertime, which it is right now, but I am in Cancun, so I suspect that I don't really need heat. Um, and let's go ahead and get on some lights. I'm going to turn my nav lights on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my ground recognition lights on, because which is the beacon, because I am going to be starting the engines pretty soon. Okay, and I can come over here and turn on my avionics. And this is probably a good time to go ahead and enter my flight plan. Now, this can take a while, so I get this started, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this flight plan. I like to do the flight plan list, and I need this one in reverse, so I should have some on other pages. I got actually 4 pages of flight plans, so I want to get down till I get to the M's, and there I am. And this is MMUN, which is Cancun to Florida, Fort Lauderdale. So that's the one I'm gonna choose, and I am going to activate that. Um, and I am not sure if this gives me an departure. So I'm gonna look at my departure, and yep, it did select my departure. And it's getting all this from my SimBrief flight plan. That's what I just imported using the flight plan list. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna set this guy to flight plan and continue. All right, so now I need to put in my perfs. I got 5 pages of this, and let's see, time, descent. Okay. All right, now I can start entering stuff. My cruise altitude. I didn't even look. Oh yeah, I put in 390 as my cruise altitude. So I want to put 390 here, and let me start up my iPad. I am running a add-on called Web FMC, and with Web FMC, I can use my iPad to enter stuff. Okay, invalid entry, clear that out. And so one thing about the 10 is that it would get the wind information directly um, from some real world source. I may be even taking it from the sim, but I don't have to worry about putting in winds and ISO deviation and all that. For one thing, it won't let me. Okay, now in real life, I think I would have, well, in real life, if this was fully developed, I could probably have more use over it. And remember that 6,000 pounds of fuel that we put in at the beginning? Well, there it is. So let's grab that and put it in our scratch pad, and then we can put it there. I've got 4 passengers at roughly 170 pounds, but 4 is the right number. So, and that includes me. That's the way this FMC does it. It includes the flight crew. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, and passenger weight. Remember, I think it was 7 something. It's coming up 680. But I got some cargo too, and I don't know if I put that cargo in. So I am not, I am going to pause and go ahead and put the cargo in, and so that I don't spend a lot of time on entering stuff. So I've got the cargo set now, and you can see that my cargo is now 420 pounds, and that's roughly the the cargo that I got from SimBrief. Of course, I had to go to the weight and balance and get that as close as I wanted it to, but my flight plan says I got. Okay, so I'm gonna confirm that, and I got 4 pages of perf data just to review. I don't think I got any entries to make. Okay, and let's see. So now I can go back to perf. Let's see. Yeah, so now I think I can enter my takeoff data. Um, Sometimes I might be able to enter this where it actually get there by itself. Um, okay, so runways are dry. That's fine. And I'm gonna use flaps 15 on my takeoff. And let's see, what do we have? We got confirm init. Okay, yep. So go there, and my next page I ought to give them my V speeds. There we go. So I got my V speeds, and they have been transported, have been moved to my primary flight display, my PFD. All right. And so I want to leave that there and just kind of run through this flight plan just to make sure that I don't see anything crazy, like, like, let's see, I'm climbing here, and this init 01, that's going to be something that I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with taking off. But ATC is going to be provided by Say Intentions. All right, there's Fort Lauderdale, and I don't know that I have an arrival in. So let's just check and see if I got an arrival. I think to get to arrival, we're going to go to nav and then arrival. And yeah, so I've got runway 10 left. For an approach is what I'm thinking of. And again, that's 10 left, so that should be selected. And to, let's see now, approach. I tell you what, I am not going to do anything with this right now. I can brief it while I'm in cruise and make sure that it makes sense. Okay, because I don't want to spend all my time on the FMC. All right, so we got that situated, and moving on through our checklist, we can go ahead and tune our radios. And I've got a tool up here that sometimes I use, chatter and simple ATC. I didn't mean to click that. I got a real sensitive mouse. Click button. I got a new mouse, and if I put too much weight on that finger, it clicks. Let's see. This is a wheel mouse with a thumb stroke. What am I looking for? Chatter. Nearest facility panel. Yeah, that's what I want. And yeah, so it knows I'm in. It knows where I'm at. And can I make that dark? There's some way I can make this dark, but I don't remember how. Anyway, let's do it this way. Okay, so Cancun, and I just want the ADAS. I'm gonna let it auto tune the ADAS. 2997. And the 12s are what they're going to use. Okay, so we're good. 7 miles. Temperature 29er. Deploy 22. Altimeter 2997. Transition level 185. Advise on initial contact to have information Lima. Lima. Okay, that's what I want to hear. Lima. All right. And now I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to go to clearance delivery. All right. And now I'm in the clearance delivery channel. I'm also going to go ahead and start my Say Intentions app while I continue going through my checklist. All right, so I don't need that on that screen. I can drag that off. I can actually close this up and make sure that Say Intention is on pilot. Okay, it ought to be reading stuff as we go. Okay, so I'm gonna just go over here all the way to the end, get my passenger oxygen on, and of course I want to test my oxygen, make sure that it's 100%, but I can see it over here. All right, emergency light can go to arm. And daytime light, not worried about. Cross feeds, center cross feed. Let's see, I don't think I've got any imbalances on fuel. So I think I would be okay there. Fuel, yeah, 2960, 3000, I'm okay. And fuel boosts, I'm not going to mess with those. I could. Yeah, so FADEC is fun, and all of this stuff, I go back through it after engine start. So let's get our engine started. Well, actually, let's get our clearance first. Right. So, yep, so it's got me get high 755. All right. And what I had to do was look here, make sure it's got my call sign, and clearance already should be already on that frequency. 122.1 is what I'm on, and clearance is 122.1. So yeah, we're in agreement. All right, so let's get rid of this stuff here. And I know I've got information Lima. Let's see, so I didn't write any of that down, but fortunately I remembered, which is which for me is a miracle. All right. Cancun clearance delivery radio check.
Get high 755, Cancun clearance. Sounds great from here.
All right. So it says we're sounding great. Cancun clearance delivery. Get high 755. We'd like to pick up our clearance to Fort Lauderdale.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
All right, 1001, 1002, your seconds up. Just teasing. All right, let's get that clearance.
Get high 755. Information Oscar is current. Clear to Fort Lauderdale via the OMSU 2 Alpha departure then as filed. Departure runway 12 right. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 122.7 squawk 3613.
Okay, I think she said 122.7. I'm trying not to have to look back at the, I don't want to have to look back at what she said. So let's go to flight plan. Next page. Tell you what, this is taking too long. Let's go ahead and activate this. Well, it's not happening. Okay. So she said, I'm gonna have to look at how to pronounce this. U2A. Information Oscar is current. I'm clear to Fort Lauderdale via the OSM U2A departure. Then it's file. Climb and maintain 4,000. Departure on 122.7, squawk 3613. I think I gave my call sign.
Get high 755, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.0.
Okay, so I've switched to ground. And I really need to listen to ATIS again. So I could put ATIS and COM2.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard Get High Flight 755, departing from Cancun and heading to Fort Lauderdale. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, feel free to contact any of our crew members. Thank you for choosing Get High, and we hope you have a pleasant flight.
Yeah, so my co-pilot is also acting as my flight attendant, making sure that we stay compliant with all the rules by talking to our passengers and making sure the seatbelts is on and all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's get our engine started. And let's get rid of this guy here. All right. And one thing about this airplane is a lot of these panels are down here, and I wish I could pop them out. That way I could put them over here, but I can't. I can pop this out, and that way I can see. So let's climb this on up to 4,000. And I'm actually using my Bravo to dial that in, which is cool. Let's see, so 4,000 on the heading, and I mean on the altitude, and let's go ahead and put the heading for 120. Heading 120. I think that's already set. Okay, yeah, good stuff. And speed, it may not let, I think I have, since it doesn't have auto throttle, then I don't get to put the speed in. All right, so yeah. All right, so again, engine start. All right, so let's kill our packs. And beacon is already on. And yeah, so lights look good. And all right, if we had ground out there, we would, if we had marshals out there, we would talk to them or look for a hand signal or give them a hand signal. But anyway, here we go. Right engine first. All right, I got N2 rotation. Right. So come up. I've got light off. And I can't hear my engine. All my noises are turned up. all my sounds are turned up. I tell you, you gotta love it, right? All right, let's see. Let's do left engine. You know, when it comes to flying, a lot of times, a lot of the immersion in these little corporate jets and airliners is stuff like this. You know, just going through what you got to go through to get them ready for the flight. All right, got light off. Let me give it some fuels. So I can get light off here. And she's coming up. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil temperature is already up. And looking good. All right. So let's go ahead and do our flight control. Well, let's get this on first. F generator. And right generator. All right. Gens are on. And let's look at electrical, make sure. See, yeah. Okay. And let's power down our APU. So yeah, it's going down. Good stuff. And pulse feeds are off. Let's go ahead and turn those on. Yeah, hit normal with those. All right. Couldn't remember if I needed to turn those on or not. I think that's addressed in the checklist that I showed you. All right. Ignitions are on normal. And yeah. All right. So where are we here? We need flaps 15. Now, I believe I recall that, let's see, on some of these airplanes, you don't want to put the flaps in until you get ready to take the runway, because the flaps hang so low that they can pick up FOD, and I don't think, maybe this is not one of them that, let's see how low these flaps hang. Okay, I don't think that pertains to this aircraft, so I think we're okay putting the flaps in right now. Flaps 15 set. All right. And let's talk to ground. Oh, let's get in our squawk code. We were squawking 3613. 3613. 3613. And pull this up. Well, actually, let me get rid of it. Rid of that. And then let's zoom in on it. Yeah, there we go. Thought I might have had a key set up for it. All right. And squawk 3. All right, now how do you do this? Okay. 36. Okay, you have to dial all the way up to 36. Then I can dial this up to 13. There we go. And TCAS. How we get TCAS? I know this ADL stuff is not. TCAS, oh, there's TCAS display. I think we get it over here on our display. So TCAS, so we got the angle of attack. It's just not sure what's going on with the angle of attack. Let's see, I got TCAS right here. And I got weather. And yeah, so I just do TCAS and weather. Or MD, I can put weather on the MFD and rather than on the PFD. I don't think it's weather on the PFD is showing anyway. Anyway, TCAS is off, and let's see, bear with me, guys. You know, like I said, this is part of this is some of the immersion, but yeah, I'm not sure about the TCAS. I'm not going to bog down in that. I'm not sure. I've gotten it to go into TCAS before, I believe. But yeah, I'm not going to get bogged down with that. Anyway, we're good with that. All right. So let's get our taxi clearance. Cancun ground, get high 755 is ready to taxi.
Get high 755 Cancun ground, taxi to runway 12 right, via Bravo 3, Charlie, Charlie Niner.
Taxi to runway 12 right via Bravo 3, Charlie, Charlie Niner. Get high 755. Okay. So, yep. You know, when you're flying, you make use of all available information, right? So that's what I'm doing. 20 feet, okay, and just to check here. Well, let's see. They gave me. I need to listen to ADAS just to change my altimeter. All right. So let's get our taxi started. Airport briefing. I don't need briefing. I need airport information, airport info. Okay, so I'm right here. I'm taxiing to 75 right, which is over here, and via Bravo, which is this long taxiway, and to Charlie. Say, wait a minute. Bravo 3 to Charlie, Charlie Niner. So Charlie is the long one. The one on the inside is Bravo. The one on the outside is Charlie. So Bravo, gotta be careful with Bravo, because Bravo look like it's running from here, then it runs up here to 4, and then continues on like so, and then Charlie. So I can come down here, catch Bravo, catch Bravo 3, and then just once I'm on Bravo 3, then and turn on the Bravo, then it's going to take me all the way to, once I turn on the Bravo 3, then I'm going to turn on the Charlie, and Charlie is going to take me all the way down. Okay, so I got that briefed and kind of got an idea of what I want to do. If this, yeah, hoping this will let me change it up a little bit, but that's good. All right. All right. So, need to do after start procedures. I got my generators on. I can turn my static heat on, and my windshield heat needs to come on. And don't have to worry about engine icing at the moment. I need to mute my phone, and verbally it'll ring. So let's go ahead and mute it right quickly. Okay, so that's done. All right, and where was I? Yeah, and passenger seat belts can go on. All right, taxi lights can come on. And don't need icing, and the skid is normal. Yeah, anything I missed, guys? All right, so let's get this map back up. So we're gonna turn to the left, turn to the right, looks like. Yep, all right, good stuff. All right, brakes are released. Look at my TCAS. Hydraulic pumps are on, so it looks like we ought to turn those off. Hydraulic pumps. Oh yeah, I turned this on to give me some hydraulic pressure for brakes until I got my engine started. All right, so hydraulics are off. All right, good stuff. And I got my taxi clearance. Taxi light is on, and we are hitting the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more. Okay, all right. If I sing, you guys gonna have to pay me, so you don't want me to sing. All right. And yes, I can carry a tune from my nose to my lips. That's about as far as I can carry it.
Departure, Captain.
All right, thank you. Erica, that's your name? I believe so.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Get High, welcome aboard Flight 755, departing from Cancun and heading to Fort Lauderdale. We have a flight time of approximately 1 hour and 7 minutes. My name is Erica, and I will be your lead flight attendant today. Joining me are my wonderful crew members, Miguel, Sophia, Carlos, and Anna. Before we take off, I'd like to go over some important safety information. First, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert a metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To release, simply lift the buckle. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the compartment above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to put your own mask on before assisting others. For those of you seated near the exits, please take a moment to locate your nearest emergency exit. There are 2 exits at the front of the cabin and 2 at the rear. In the event of an emergency, follow the illuminated exit signs to reach the exits. Additionally, under your seat, you will find a life vest. To use it, pull it out of the pouch, slip it over your head, and pull the straps around your waist. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs once outside the aircraft. We will be cruising at an altitude of 39,000 feet, and once we reach our cruising altitude, I will come around with some items from the Get High shop for you to purchase. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a pleasant flight.
So for the last time I used saying tensions, I flew the, I think it was the TOLUS A321, and I selected the flight crew as my flight crew. And of course, I don't really need a flight crew on here. So after all of that, I'm gonna stop here, and this actually gives give us a chance to highlight some of these tools that are available today for flight sim. Say Intentions, really and truthfully, is a Microsoft Flight Sim tool, but X-Plane users can also use it. So anyway, I'm gonna go here, right, and go to Intercom, all right, and rather than using Stephanie, I am going to use, let's see, FS2, let's see, let's use Amanda. The professional American female co-pilot acts to handle the comms when you're ready for her to take over. You can also ask her to call for clearance, taxi, or takeoff. She can't fly the plane or handle checklists. Okay, so yeah, we'll change it to Amanda as the co-pilot. Now, I always tend to use Shirley for my co-pilot. I always tend to have Shirley on board because Shirley is such a fun system to fly along with. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get Shirley. Got to get logged into the Shirley system and tell Shirley, tell the system what I'm flying. The Citation X is a listed aircraft, and let's see what the Citation X is capable of. Aircraft, Citation X. Let's see, Shirley sees throttles, condition levels, prop levels, RPMs, engine N1s, engine torques, engine ITTs, pitot heat lights, and it can control the flaps, landing gear, speed brakes, and parking brakes. So flaps, landing gear, speed brakes, and parking brakes is all that Shirley can control on this particular aircraft. Okay, so with that in mind, man, what happens? Sometimes I get this pop-up. I know you guys can't see it. I get this daggone pop-up that covers stuff, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I can't even show it to you. It's so annoying, and I don't know how to. Oh, let's see. I think that may have come with hold on. Let me solve this. Okay, that pop-up timed out, and I don't think that pop-up is a virus or a program. I think it's the monitor, and it may have something to do with the sound. But yeah. So anyway, we were getting Shirley set up before I was rudely interrupted by that pop-up. All right, and now I'm going to use the voice of Patrick because I like the enthusiasm and the comedy that Patrick gives me. And so this is a completely different system, Fly Shirley. Now, if I wanted to, I could choose River, who has a female voice, but she tends to be a bit more serious than Patrick. All right, let's get Patrick started.
Your attention, please. Airplane teammate is up. Mic check when ready.
It just dawned on me that you guys couldn't see the wonder that I was in and what I was doing. But yeah, hello, Shirley. Captain White here in the Citation 10.
Shirley back in a Citation X. Surely you must have a great flight plan. And don't call me Shirley. Ready to assist, Captain White.
All right, Shirley, rather than calling my aircraft the Citation X, can we call it the Citation 10, where the X is Roman numeral 10?
Roger that. Citation 10 it is. Standing by for your next request.
All right, good stuff. So yeah, I am taxiing to runway 12 right. I'm at Cancun, and we're going to follow a flight plan to Fort Lauderdale.
Roger. MMUN to KFLL in the Citation 10. Since I don't have access to taxi diagrams, I'll let you handle the ground navigation to runway 12 right. Once lined up, you'll want pitot heat on and slats extended for takeoff.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, let me connect so you can see that the pitot heat is already on. My flaps are extended for takeoff. Flaps 15 is what we're using on takeoff. And as far as navigation is concerned, I'm flying the flight plan. I've got all the necessary charts, so I can handle the navigation.
Looks good. I see pitot heat's on and flaps are set at 15. You've got the nav covered. Just need landing lights before takeoff. Ready when you are, Captain.
All right, you are. I absolutely need landing lights before takeoff. Let me just see if I can't drag this window out of the way. Incidentally, Shirley, I'm also making a YouTube video, so we may have visitors popping in and out or staying with us during the whole duration of the flight. So why don't you say hello to our YouTube audience?
Hey, YouTube! You're riding along in a Citation 10 with Captain White. Your attention, please. This is going to be a fun flight. Let me get those landing lights for you.
No.
Landing lights on. You're set for takeoff from 12 right.
I don't think the landing lights came on.
Get high 755, contact tower on 118.1. Take care.
Tower on 118.1, get high 755. Right. Can you take care of that, Shirley? Can you change the tower frequency?
Frequency change to tower on a 118.1. And you're right about those landing lights. Let me try again.
It's no need. You don't have control over them. The landing lights are a special data ref, so they're not going to work for you.
My apologies, Captain. You're right. I see now in the aircraft info I can't control the lights. You'll need to toggle those landing lights below the throttle yourself. Standing by.
Okay, so let's talk the tower.
Go ahead and call Cancun Tower. You're lined up for 12 right, ready for departure.
Cancun Tower, get high 755 is holding that 12 right, ready to depart.
Can I 755 Cancun Tower, runway 12 right, winds 115 at 12, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 12 right, get high 755. Okay, now that we've got clearance, our landing lights can come on, and if I knew how, I would make sure that the radio was in TCAS, but I'm not so sure, and I didn't do the the test here, which I should do, but in the interest of time, since we're already set up and taken off, I'm not going to run through the tests. All right, landing lights are on, and pitot static heat is on. Flaps are set to 15, and yeah, let's see. Okay, let's get lined up here. We are clear for takeoff. Confirmed. All right. Don't see anything concerning. Takeoff power is set. Takeoff roll is started. V1 is 115. V rotate is 117. And V2 is 129. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Gear is coming up. Trimming. Watching that speed. Flaps up. Flaps. Yeah.
Get high 755 for that departure.
Contact departure. Get high 755. Departure is 122.7. Shirley, can you put in departure 122.7? Make it active.
Frequency set to 122.7. Go ahead and contact departure.
All right, and let's go ahead and get a yaw damper on. Go ahead and start the 8. Shoot. Go ahead and start our flight plan. And let's see where we are. Departure, get high 755, 2,500 feet, climbing to 4,000.
Get high 755, Cancun departure radar contact. Clear direct D014G. Climb flight level 200.
Clear direct 2475G. Climb and maintain 750. I don't think I said that right.
Get high 755, negative. Clear direct D014G. Climb flight level 200.
Clear direct D7405G. Climb and maintain flight level 200. I still don't think I got that right. Better write it down.
Get high 755, negative. Clear direct D014G. Climb flight level 200. Please ensure you have the correct waypoint.
I don't know why I can't remember that. Clear direct D10G. Climb and maintain flight level 200. Get high 755. I hope I got that right this time. I wrote it down. Okay, didn't get a reply, so I guess I'm good. All right, so let me get that waypoint in and direct 10G, and I got 101, so that don't look like it's it. Next page, next page, next page. Okay, so I don't see that waypoint, so I'm going to enter it. See, I don't know this flight, this FMC, if it'll let me. Let's try. And that was Delta. Clear. proceeding at Delta 10 G. Okay, and let's see if we can put that here. Well, yeah. Clear. Back previous waypoint list. Delta 105. I gotta start my climb. I don't see that waypoint. All right, flight plan. So let's go direct to this one. Clear. Shucks. Flight plan. Clear. Now, this one we do direct. And, okay. Okay, I think I got it now. And I think, let's see, where we're going. We're going direct to UMSOC. All right, let me start this climb. Shirley, normal conversation mode. Flight level 200 is what I want. Dial in. All right, I'm gonna stop here and start the climb. Let's see if it'll do a flight level climb. And at least that should get me started on the climb. I don't see it starting, so we'll do vertical speed. And we'll climb at 25,000 feet a minute. 2,500 feet a minute. What am I thinking? I am in a race in a rocket ship.